Sales of electric vehicles in the United States have stalled. Other EV manufacturers are struggling to catch up to the largest maker.
We think EVs could be 30, 40, 50% of our business. We just don't actually know, Brett.
Have you heard of the unexpected challenge that have left giants like Ford and Toyota in disbelief? They can't sell EVs. Buckle up for a roller coaster of insights as we unpack the shocking developments that are reshaping the electric vehicle landscape. Stay tuned to uncover the reason behind the surprising twist and its potential impact to the automotive industry. Let's dive into the details of this groundbreaking news. With the electric vehicle revolution gaining momentum, several well-established automakers are finding it difficult to stay up. Ford and Toyota are facing a significant threat from Volkswagen's aggressive electrification effort, especially in their European strongholds. In the rapidly changing EV market, even Nissan, a pioneer of the LEAF, is finding it difficult to sustain its lead. Resolving customer worries about EVs is one of the main challenges facing both Ford and Toyota. One of the biggest obstacles to adoption has been range anxiety, or the worry that the device will run out of power before it reaches the charging station. Many people's concerns were allayed by Tesla's vast supercharger network. But Ford and Toyota initially trailed behind in developing their infrastructure for charging, which made prospective purchasers doubtful about the usefulness of their EVs. These worries are a result of a comparatively recent technology as well as issues over battery deterioration over time. Even though battery technology has advanced significantly thanks to the firm like Tesla, resolving these issues with warranty programs and transparent battery lifespan communication is essential to winning over potential customers. These difficulties demonstrate how difficult it is for older automakers to make the switch to EVs. In addition to creating attractive electric cars, they must also resolve underlying consumer concerns and construct the required infrastructure. As Volkswagen and other competitors step up their game in the race to electrify the transportation of the future, the pressure is on. America's most famous car maker, Ford, is in a difficult situation. On one side, they're making significant investment in the development and introduction of the new EVs as part of their aggressive push towards electric future. However, their electric fantasies aren't converted into massive sales just yet, which is raising concern at the Dearborn headquarters of the corporation. What then is the cause of the disconnect? Ford has committed billions of dollars to electric vehicles, with the goal of having 40% of the global sales be electric by 2030. Although EV sales are increasing, they are not yet the predicted level to warrant a significant investment. More expensive EV models such as the Mustang Mach-E and the soon-to-be F-150 Lightning make up the majority of Ford's current lineup. These electric vehicles compete in a market where consumers on the tight budget may still choose gas or hybrid vehicles because of their lower initial prices. Despite the EV's superior performance and sophisticated amenities, the manufacture and delivery of EVs are impacted by issues such as supply chain interruption and chip shortages that affect the larger automotive market. Additionally, buyers may be reluctant to spend a premium on pricey EVs due to the rising prices and economic uncertainty. Ford's EV goals face a special obstacle in North America. American consumers frequently have to pay more upfront for EVs and have fewer options for charging them, especially when they live outside the cities, in contrast to several European and Asian markets that have robust government subsidies and well-established charging infrastructure. This puts up a big barriers to widespread EV adoption. The Mustang Mach-E from Ford was squarely in the path of the Tesla Model Y, a small electric SUV with comparable power, range, and cost. But the Model Y had one big advantage. It was associated with the well-known and respected Tesla brand. Consumers flocked to the well-established electric leaders in this head-to-head rivalry, leaving Ford struggling to draw in new customers. It was anticipated that Toyota, known for the Prius, which introduced hybrid technology, would make a smooth transition to electric vehicles, but the business adopted a more cautious strategy, giving hybrid and fuel cell technology priority in the early going when the EV market was still in its infancy. Although their prudence first paid off, it turned out to be a starting error in judgment. Prioritizing the electric vehicle industry over hybrid and fuel cell technology, Toyota quickly learned this was not the case. Customers' enthusiasm for their electrified hybrid offerings was lacking as they became more and more enthralled with the pure electric experience. Although Toyota produced electric versions of selected models, such as the RAV4 Prime, they were not well received by the consumers who were looking for cars that were genuinely committed to becoming electric. It's not only about creating competitive electric cars, it's about conquering long-standing consumer concerns about brand familiarity, range, and dependability. Building the required infrastructure for charging is also essential to resolving these issues and guaranteeing a positive customer experience. Can Ford and Toyota catch up? There is a lot of pressure on Toyota and Ford. and both businesses must move fast. In addition to creating attractive electric cars, they also need to spend on constructing a reliable infrastructure for charging and resolve underlying consumer concerns. The transportation will become more and more electric in the future, and those who can adjust well will be the ones to successfully lead this transition. In addition to consumer complaints, Ford and Toyota ran several other obstacles while traveling electric vehicles route. Unfavorable government incentives provide established EV manufacturers like Tesla with a considerable advantage in several areas. Due to the unequal playing field established by these incentives, which were intended to encourage the adoption of EVs, Ford and Toyota found it more difficult to compete on appeal and price. In addition, the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic severely damaged supply chains, affecting a wide range of sectors, including the automobile industry. Disruptions hampered Ford's and Toyota's capacity to increase EV production, further impeding their efforts to catch up with the competition. These outside variables, combined with internal reluctance to fully electrify, produce a perfect storm that caused these established automakers to fall behind in a quickly changing EV market. It's critical to stay away from giving Ford a miserable, hopeless picture. Since the EV market is still in its infancy, Ford's initial expenditures may have set them up for the future expansion.
EV adoption really does come down to when we go into the mainstream, charging infrastructure when you're on a road trip. And we really like the locations and the reliability of their network. We have the largest charging network already before Tesla.
Ford is working with partners to increase the availability of charging infrastructures and creating more reasonably priced EV options, such as the Maverick Hybrid. Adapting pricing tactic and learning from present issues may draw in a larger customer base.
How frustrated are you with this situation?
Well, we've never seen it before. In 80 years, we've always been able to work through these differences because we're always on the side of labor at Ford. We have the highest UAW headcount.
Ford's current situation serves as a prime example for the challenges and difficulties that the big automakers are facing during this revolutionary time. Production of the Ford F-150 Lightning, which was once considered as a revolution on wheels, has in fact been temporarily halted. Discussions over its future and Ford's larger electric vehicle strategy have been triggered by this. Let's go clearly through this complicated story. In order to address a battery safety concern relating to possible overheating, Ford has really stopped manufacture of the F-150 Lightning. This is a sensible move that puts quality and safety first. Jim Farley's suggestion that Ford should be seen as a startup in the electric vehicle industry demonstrates a commitment to flexibility, creativity, and market adaptation. It conveys a resolve to achieve while simultaneously acknowledging the difficulties brought about by this change. Increased material costs, fierce competition, and supply chain interruptions are some of the issues facing the larger EV market. These elements affect not just the F-150 Lightning, but also industry-wide production. It is naive to evaluate Ford's electric vehicle achievements exclusively on the basis of the F-150 Lightning's brief absence. Their commitment to growing the infrastructure for charging EVs, collaboration with battery makers, and investments in EVs across different market sectors demonstrate a more comprehensive approach. Ford is making every effort to find a solution to the battery safety issues and quickly get the F-150 Lightning back into production. Sustaining customer trust will need openness and prompt communication. Any business, including Ford, must continuously develop, learn from setbacks, and adjust to market input in order to prosper in the ever-changing EV marketplace. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to stay connected with our journey through the world of innovation. Feel free to share your thoughts and comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Stay tuned for more exciting insights into the world of technology and innovation.